What is your capacity? Are you a gallon person? Are you a pint person? Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Fearless Fridays. Today is Friday, May 10th. This is episode 28 of Fearless Fridays, and I thank you for watching. If this is your first time, welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. If this is your second or your fifth or your 10th or your 28th time watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for returning. As always, I hope that something that I share will help or bless or inspire or encourage you or maybe even challenge you just a bit. So earlier this week, I shared a post on Facebook. And it was a post that I had written a couple years ago, and I shared it again because I just think it's so valuable. And it's about knowing yourself and knowing your surroundings, knowing who surrounds you. And the post started by saying, sometimes a person's best is not enough for you. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. I think you have people who are what I like to call gallon people. They have lots of capacity. They have lots of capacity to give, to receive, to help, to serve, to listen to other people's issues, to help solve other people's problems. They have lots of capacity. They can give a lot and they can receive a lot, and it takes a lot to fill them up. And then you have other people who are pint people. They maybe don't give as much, but they do give. They love, but maybe not so many people. Maybe they don't have so many people surrounding them. They serve, but maybe they don't serve as much as other people. And so their capacity to give and to receive is less than a gallon person. They don't give as much, and it doesn't take as much to fill them up. And I think it's important to know which one of these people you are, if you're a gallon person or a pint person, or if you fall somewhere in the middle. I think most of us probably fall somewhere in the middle. I think it's important to know who you are. And I also think it's important to know what kind of people you are dealing with, what kind of person you are dealing with in relationship, in friendship, in all kinds of interactions. If you are a gallon person and you're dealing with a pint person and you are hoping that what they're giving is going to fill you up, it's not going to happen. You're always going to be disappointed because that person doesn't have the same capacity that you have. So you, as a gallon person, you're going to be giving so much of yourself. You're going to be giving of your time, of your efforts, of your energy, of your resources, of your service. You're going to be giving so much to this person. And for them, it's going to be too much to fill them up. And that person, they may love you and care about you very deeply, but they're giving to you, they're giving their service, they're giving their time, they're giving their passion, they're giving their resource to you. And because they don't have as much capacity, what they're giving is not going to fill you up. You have to know who you are and what kind of person you are, and you have to be aware of what kind of person or what kind of people you're dealing with. Because if you're constantly dealing with people who don't have as much capacity as you, you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be full with what they can give you because they just don't have what you have. They don't have the same capacity that you have. They don't have the same amount of time to give you. They don't have the same amount of resources to give you. They don't have the same amount of attention and care to give you as you have to give them. And so this is what I say. I don't say cut people off because you guys are operating at different capacity levels. I don't say that. I just say know who you are and know who you're dealing with. If you're a gallon person and you know that you have so much to give and you're dealing with someone and you know that they don't have as much to give, you have to manage your expectations. Don't expect that being in their presence is going to fill you up the way your presence fills them up. Don't expect that. I don't ever say lower your expectations. I don't ever say don't have expectations. What I say is manage your expectations. And if you are a gallon person, manage your expectations. By the same token, if you're a pint person, manage your expectations. A pint person might feel like, oh my gosh, this person is so much. They're giving me so much. I can't handle it all. Know who you're dealing with. Know you're dealing with a gallon person. Know that you're dealing with a person who has lots of capacity to give and to pour into you. And take what you can take and receive what you can receive from them. But if you're a gallon person and you're dealing with someone who doesn't have as much capacity, take what you can take. Receive from them what you can receive from them. But don't expect that they're going to fill you up the way you are able and capable to fill them up. It's just not going to happen. And in order to avoid being constantly disappointed and feeling like, oh, I love this person, I love spending time with them, but I leave their presence and I don't feel like I got from them what I gave to them. You have to know that. You have to make sure that you manage your expectations, as I said before, so that you're not constantly disappointed. Know that when you're with whoever you're with, you know what you're going to get. If it's a friend, if it's a family member, if it's an acquaintance, if it's a love interest, if it's a romantic partnership, if it's a business partnership, know what you're going to get. Be observant and be aware so that you're not walking around disappointed. And that's what I mean by sometimes a person's best is not enough for you. A pint person, their absolute best, when they've given completely and fully of themselves, if you're a gallon person, it's not going to fill you up. And it might not be enough for you. It won't be enough for you because they've given you all that they have and you still have room left to receive. So know that, yes, a person might be giving you their absolute best. And if it's not enough for you, know that you two people might be operating at two different levels of capacity. Manage your expectations for that. Know who you're dealing with. Be aware. Manage your expectations. Don't expect for them to fill you up if you know that you guys are operating at two different capacities. I think that this is so important. And I think it sounds harsh. But I think it speaks to knowing who you are, being observant and aware of who you are, and being observant and aware of who you're dealing with. And it might sound a little bit harsh, but I don't mean it harshly. I don't mean it harshly at all. I mean it just so you can be aware, so that you can be self-aware, so that you can be aware of who you're dealing with, and so that you can walk through life knowing how you operate and knowing what capacity you have, so that you can recognize who is operating at your same capacity, who's operating at a capacity that's higher than you, who's operating at a capacity that's lower than you. And you might be dealing with people who are operating at a higher capacity than you, and that's great because that can give you room to stretch, that can give you room to grow, that can challenge you to stretch and to grow while knowing who you are. So I don't mean it harshly at all. I think sometimes people take it harshly, but I don't mean it harshly. I just mean it to say that you have to know your capacity, know how you operate, know your capacity level, know who you're dealing with, be observant and be aware, be self-observant and be self-aware, and be aware and observant of the people around you. And also recognize why a person's best may not be enough for you and why your best may be too much for them. That's what I want to share with you. If you have a comment, share it with me. I hope that you will subscribe on YouTube. I hope you watch more on IGTV. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, fear is stupid. Get out in the world. Live, love, go, do, be. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.